Well, that's what totally, I think, propelled the band to the next level. Like, Closer was taken off at that point, but we were doing theaters, I'd say theater size stuff, and that sent us right to multiple nights in arenas. I mean, we went right from that to 2 nights at Madison Square Garden in New York City. I mean, it just went that big that fast. We were like able to stand out of Woodstock. Matter of fact, that's what we won the Grammy for, which is in the other room. We won for our live version of Happiness and Slavery at Woodstock for Best Metal, which doesn't make any sense no matter how you look at it. Happiness and Slavery? What? Live version of it? What? Metal? What? I think ours was the year after the ill-fated Jethro Tull beat Metallica for metal, so there was this whole, the Grammys hadn't quite figured out what the term metal performance meant, because it was only 3 years old at that point or something like that. I'm still proud of it, but I'll take my Grammy. I ain't giving it back, but at the same time, it was definitely an odd thing. But yeah, that one, just the performance, and it was, I think, because it was such on a grand stage, and people were still kind of getting used to the band. People had heard enough about the band and want to check it out, but maybe didn't know how kind of over the top it really was at that point. Plus the mud thing, it was just a torrential. It was just a mud bath. That whole weekend was just ridiculous. And, we rolled in and we were pretty nervous. That was the most nervous I think I've ever been, because 300,000 people live. It's still the largest crowd I've ever played to is Woodstock. I think it was 300,000 in person, plus then there was the TV, and there was, I think they sold 6 million pay-per-views for it or something. So knowing even my own family, I get nervous in front of 10 friends as opposed to 50,000 strangers. Because if you're a stranger, I don't give a shit. It's what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna tell? I don't care. But my own friends, I don't want to look bad. But seeing cameras right there as I'm playing drums, and knowing my parents paid for pay-per-view and all my friends did and stuff like that, it was very, very nerve-wracking in general. But and then the next week, David Letterman tried to get us on his show. He wanted us to perform on the show, and Trent would never do it. He was just against TV all the time. He just never wanted to go on TV. Turn down SNL, just turn everybody down. He just never wanted to do it, for whatever reason. And but for a week, I think it was Tony. Who's the odd couple? Tony Randall would come out covered in mud, and they would make Nine Inch Nails jokes. He just brought it up for a week on Letterman, part of his monologue every night. It was I can't believe Letterman's talking about us every night. It was crazy. And then we go to 2 nights at Madison Square Garden. That's what, if you can even get to anything close to Madison Square Garden, that's the most famous arena. That's it, So, and then to do multiple nights and have it sell out in minutes, and it just kind of blew up at that point, And it was great though, man. From then on, it was quite a ride.